Hi guys, it's MJ and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm just going to quickly address a question that I keep getting from my subscribers, and that is, which country is the best countries for nurses to migrate to? Okay, so I'm going to give you a list of 5 countries, and I'm going to give you a reason why I think they are the best countries for you to migrate to. Okay, so this is what we're going to be talking about in this video. So there are 5 very popular countries that is good for nurses to migrate to with their family. Okay, and the first one on my list will be the United States. In the United States, let's talk about the nursing practice in the United States. In the United States, from my knowledge here, because I've got friends who are in the United States, and I've also got, I've got some who are planning to go there, and I also read up because I'm quite interested in the United States, and I have read a lot about the United States and about nursing practice down there. Okay, one thing I want you to know is that nursing practice all over the world, it differs, but it still feels like they have one thing in common, which is the pay. Generally, when nurses in the United States, we complain about their pay, nurses in the United Kingdom, we complain about their pay. And another thing is that the respect and dignity for nursing profession worldwide, it just seems like it's really below the average. Okay, so that's one thing that is common with these countries. Okay, now, so going back to the United States, nursing practice in the United States, I think is quite on the high level, which I really admire. That's one thing I really admire about the country. And some of the specialties really have autonomy, like the nursing and nurse anesthetists, nurse practitioners. They have really leveled up when it comes to the level of education for nurses. The curriculum, I think, is really fantastic. Okay, but when it comes to the support for nurses, I think they're not solid enough, and I think that is one thing they need to work on. From information that I've gathered from nurses who have worked there, because I have a colleague who has practiced in the United States, practiced in the United Kingdom, and she had to come back to the United Kingdom because she says nurses do not get enough support in the United States. They don't have like a body which supports nurses, and for this reason, your indemnity cover needs to be really solid, like really high. You have to pay a lot of money for your professional indemnity cover. Yeah, because some patients, because of course healthcare in the United States is expensive, right? So of course patients know their rights, and because it's expensive for them to get healthcare in your institution, they don't want anything, they don't want to take any chances. So some patients will tell you while you're practicing that, I hope you do that procedure properly because I don't want to have to sue you at the hospital. And because most of these hospitals are privately owned, do you really think an employer will want to spend a lot of money for legal issues? They will not hesitate to throw you under the bus. So that is one thing I do not like about the United States. But, of course, experiences are relative. I mean, it differs from one individual to another. And because, hospitals, policies, and employers differ. This is in the USA, and an average of around $82,500. Please do your research. This is from my own research, so it's not like exactly accurate, 100% accurate, but from my research, nurses in the United States earn about $82,500. And another thing about the USA that really is much of a concern to me is the issue of violence and racism. See, there's probably racism in every other country, but when it comes to the USA, it says high risk. Yeah, and I don't think that's really good especially for those who want to raise kids. Another thing is, which I have talked about before, is what's it called? Is the healthcare. Healthcare is pretty expensive over there. So these are the kind of factors that you might want to consider when you're thinking about the US. Okay, now the second country on my list is Australia. Australia is another super amazing country for registered nurses. Australia pay their nurses on an average $79,000 on an average, and The reason why a lot of people don't want to go to Australia is because it's really far. It's like at the end of the world. It's really far, and I heard there's a lot of wildlife there. I'm sorry, I cannot be practicing, and I'm worried about some pythons coming into the hospital. I don't know if that's just a misconception, you know, but yeah. And generally, nursing practice in Australia is fantastic. It's fine, and you can do more of a research on that to know if it's a country that you will be interested in. But I do have a lot of nurses on my Instagram that are practicing in Australia. I don't plan to bring a nurse from Australia to my platform on Instagram. My Instagram is private_nursemj. So if this is something that might interest you, I am looking at that next. Okay. The other country that I think nurses should really consider is Canada. However, Canada, their system, you know, the migration pathway for nurses is quite unclear, and it's quite, you know, complex for a country that is really short-staffed. Like, they are struggling, and yet they are making it difficult for overseas nurses to migrate. Like, doesn't make any sense. Like, make it make sense. Right? Make it make sense. I even heard that some of their doctors are there, they're not practicing as doctors, and they're delivering pizza. Does it make sense that you're so short staffed, you need healthcare practitioners, but you have made the pathway so complex? And for people, it's not fair to the health of the citizens, right? So Canada is another wonderful country for nurses, but their migration pathway is quite complex, takes a lot of time, but I heard they're not trying to make things easier. I heard about Nova Scotia or something that's currently recruiting, massively recruiting in Canada. And in Canada, the average pay for nurses is 67,700. That is a lot. That is a lot of money in Canadian dollars. That is a lot of money. Yeah, they have different kind of practices for nurses. They also have licensed practice nurses, I think. And if you see most nurses that migrate to Canada, they start as LPN, which is licensed practice nurses. Yeah, and before they can, you know, move up to being registered nurses, it's a whole lot of process. In fact, it is better for you to, you know, anybody with a degree at all. Anybody with a BSc degree, it doesn't matter if it's BSc microbiology, BSc in zoology, whatever BSc you've got, you can migrate to Canada, and it's easier for you to study nursing, like start as a nurse, like study nursing, than for someone who's got a diploma in nursing from another country. Crazy, yeah, but that's the truth. So I have a colleague that was practicing in the United Kingdom, and then she migrated to Canada because of her family and, you know, her partner over there. And I plan to bring her up to this channel very soon, so you guys should look out for that. She left the UK for Canada, and she's still practicing as a licensed practice nurse. That's what she told me. Yeah, because she had to, you know, start a degree again, like from the scratch. There should be a pathway that is easier for those who already have a diploma from another country. So they need to make it make sense, honestly. Just making life difficult for themselves, I believe. Yeah, so that's it about Canada. But Canada overall, Canada is beautiful. A lot of people complain about the weather, but trust me, their summertime is beautiful, right? It is beautiful, and there are a lot of states that you can stay at. So if you want to migrate to USA or Canada, I definitely have a video for that, so you can check that video and, you know, start from there. Okay, and then the next country on my list is New Zealand. New Zealand is another beautiful country that I just found out. Like, nurses in New Zealand earn $60,000. 60,000 New Zealand dollars. That's the average pay for nurses per annum in New Zealand. And you know, one beautiful thing about New Zealand that I really like is that they pay their nurses per experience, per qualification. So the more qualification you've got, the more experience you've got, the more your negotiation is gonna go up, the more your money is gonna go up. I think they pay their nurses, if you've got a master's degree, up to 80,000 New Zealand dollars. Yeah, which is what makes sense, because we don't really have that kind of system in the United Kingdom. You come in with a master's, they still place you on a band 5 salary. I read recently a nurse practitioner in United Kingdom is not even earning so much. after nurse BSc, masters, and no, I'm sorry, that is the reason why a lot of people do not really want to do a lot of certification or upgrade their studies, because what's the point? Yeah, so except you're someone that's really big on career progression, you will not want to do anything in the United Kingdom. And that's where you see a lot of nurses leaving and going to other countries where they are more appreciated, and they can really advance in their career. Yeah, and then the final one on the list, of course, is our United Kingdom. Practice for nurses in the United Kingdom is very nice. They put you on training, they support you, you have a nursing body that supports you. Yeah, but the pay is not so fantastic. £35,000, that's the average per annum in this country. So however, if you want to know how to migrate to Canada, USA, and New Zealand, make sure you watch it. I've got videos for that on this channel. USA, Canada, New Zealand, or United Kingdom. Make sure you watch those videos. And if you've still got any question, you can feel free to drop it in the comment section. I always look at the comment section and I pick my content from the comment section. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys next time. I need to run now. Bye. Cheers.